Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining me. My name is Brittany, and today we're doing an evening routine. So as the name suggests, this is a great practice that will be thrown on at the end of your day, before you go to bed, anytime that you just need to de-stress, reset the nervous system, and take some time for yourself. This is a great flow for you. So it doesn't necessarily have to be evening routine. This is just designed to help you get a better night's sleep and decompress. With that being said, we are not using any props, but if you would like to grab some pillows, get anything that will just help you to ease in a little bit more and get a little more comfy, go ahead and do so. And whenever you're ready, we're gonna meet in a seated position on your mat. So we're gonna begin cross-legged. I have my left leg over my right. It doesn't matter which one is on top right now. We will be switching them out. So just take note of which leg is on top. And then take your hands to the kneecaps or to the tops of the thighs and begin to close down the eyes. Just notice your body. Notice what you are carrying with you, what you're holding on to. Notice where the breath is going in the body. And don't try to change anything just yet. All we're doing is bringing our awareness to what we have. Taking a little inventory, like I like to call it. Doing a body scan and noticing if there's any area in the body that feels a little tight, a little tense, or maybe even a little painful. So for me, oftentimes that looks like the mid-back or even the upper shoulders. I want you to take your palms together and rub them together gently. Just build a little bit of heat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bringing your awareness to those areas. And if you have those areas accessible, so for me, like I said, my mid-back, I want you to take your hands onto that area. Once you get the hands there, we're gonna breathe and send your breath to the hands. I want you to feel the hands lift. And then breathe out. Imagine that heat that you just generated from your palms helps to melt away the tension. Breathe in. The breath creating space. And your exhales releasing the pain. Do that again. Full breath in. Move it out. Last one, fill all the way up. And then exhale, release the hands back into your lap and just sit with it for a moment. Make some tiny shoulder circles, bringing the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. And then whenever you feel ready, just reverse those circles. Try to find some fluidity in your movements. And notice as your breathing slows down, as your heart rate slows down, as you take your attention and awareness to your body, notice if you can breathe just a little bit deeper. We'll begin to make some circles with the neck now, bringing your right shoulder towards your right ear. Chin towards the ceiling, left shoulder to left ear, chin to the chest. One more in this direction. And then reverse, left shoulder to the left ear, chin to the ceiling, right ear to right shoulder, chin to the chest. Very nice. And we're gonna move into the spine a little bit, keeping your hands onto your knees or your thighs. We're gonna take some seated cows and cats. So inhale, offer the heart forward, draw all the elbows and the shoulders together behind you as you tilt the pelvis. And then exhale, round. So imagine as if someone could try to poke your belly and you're trying to not let them. Really snap the belly into the spine, round through the shoulders, drop the head and neck. Inhale, open up to cow pose, offer the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, open up. Exhale, cat. Last one, inhale, open up. And exhale to cat. Very nice. Come back to a neutral seat. And we're going to take some spinal twists. So inhale, reach the arms high. On the exhale, take a twist to your right, placing your left palm onto your right knee and planting the right arm behind you. We're not leaning onto that right arm. We're gently using it for a twist, and then take your gaze over your right shoulder. Twisting just from the belly. Try to keep that right hip pulled forward and the left hip pulled back. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, compress and twist just a little bit more. And then come on back to center. Reach the arms high, and then take your twist to the left. Same deal here. We're not leaning onto that left arm. Right arm and left hand are used just for some leverage. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Very nice. Come on back through center. And then this time we're just walking the hands forward, coming into a forward fold. Try to keep your tailbone on the mat so you can either stay lifted onto your palms, come all the way down onto the forearms, or all the way onto your belly. Just find something that feels good in your body. Not rushing any movements today. Find some length from the tailbone to the crown. See if maybe the longer you're here, if you can fold just a little bit more. Keep the sit bones rooted. And then gently walk the hands back up. We're going to take it to the other side. So this time cross the opposite leg on top. Come back into your seat. And then inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, twist to the left. Right palm comes to the left knee. Left arm twists behind you. Working the shoulders in line. Gaze over the back shoulder. And then come back to center. Reach the arms high and twist to the right. Nice work. Come on back to center. And then walk your hands forward, finding your fold with this opposite leg on top. Very nice. Walk your hands on up. And then you're just going to take the legs into a V. It doesn't have to be your deepest, widest V here. Just something where you think you can find a good stretch. We're going to flex the toes and roll the toes and the knees to the back of the room as you reach the arms high and pull in the belly, and then exhale to find a fold. Now, especially if this is your first time moving the body today, you might feel a little tight in these inner thighs. You can close the V of your legs, and also you can just stay lifted onto your palms, your finger pads, or stay up on your forearms. Try to work the shoulders away from the ears and find a fold here as you keep rolling the knees and the toes back. So the heart reaches forward, the toes roll back. Very nice. Come back onto the finger pads or the palms. See if you can walk them out a little bit longer, but this time we're going to walk them over to the left. And then through center and off to the right. Find a little bit of a vinyasa here, going back to the left. And then to the right. If at any point you want to get a little bit bigger with these movements, you can come into a little side body stretch, or you can just keep the walking of the fingertips. One more breath on each side. Very nice. Come on back to center. Walk the hands under the shoulders. Take the hands, lift underneath the kneecaps to bend at the knees, and then plant the feet. Rest back onto your palms. We're just going to windshield wiper left and right. Alrighty, and when you're ready, let's find a tabletop position. To get into your table, your wrists will be under your elbows, under your shoulders, knees under the hips, and then we'll just take a few rounds of cow and cat here, but I want you to find a little extra movement. So usually we're all pretty familiar with cow and cat. Pressing the mat away, dipping the belly, lifting the tailbone. So just start with this movement here. But we're going to add a little bit more to it. So on the inhale, I'm going to sink my hips back almost as if I'm going into a child's pose. On the exhale, I'm going to round forward, coming into cat pose. Thinking wave-like with the spine, finding a rhythm as we switch on the rest and digest part of the body and shift out of fight or flight. Two more rounds of breath. Last one. Very nice. Walk the hands forward. We're going to sink the hips down and come into Sphinx pose. So Sphinx, we're resting on the forearms. The elbows are under the shoulders. You're going to spread through each fingertip and then take the legs long behind you. Glue the tops of the feet down. So this is just a little bit of a back bend, resting on the forearms so we don't have to do a ton of work. Try to pull the shoulders away from the ears and reach your heart in between the arms. Very nice. From here, we're going to take this left leg out into a half frog. You can stay up on the forearms in your Sphinx arms, or if you want to come all the way down, you'll rest your head onto your palms like crocodile pose. That is totally up to you. Back bends feel good for me today, but that's not every day. In this half frog, we're opening up this inner left hip, working even into the low back a little bit. Slowing down the breath. And then we'll just switch out the legs. Take the left leg long, take your right leg out to the right, half frog. So your knee and your hip are in line. If you look back at your feet, at your leg, it should make kind of a 90-degree angle. So notice if your heel is pulled into the glute. Let's extend the heel from the knee. Same option to stay on your forearms or come onto the palms into crocodile. Very nice. Take your right leg long with the left. Head back into your Sphinx. Option to press into the palms and take this back bend a little bit deeper. Back bends typically aren't for unwinding, but especially if you've worked at a desk today or if you've been looking down a lot, it might feel good to bend the back just a bit. And slowly come all the way onto the belly. You're going to tee out your left arm, palm facing the ground, press into the right palm to roll the body over the left arm, coming into broken wing. This is another pose that feels really good if you sit at a desk during the day. Your right hand can stay beside the face for balance, or it can wrap around the low back. Allow that right knee to fall open. Allow the body to lean heavily on this left arm. Spreading across the collarbones, across the chest. And then very slowly rolling onto the belly, taking it to the other side. Press into the left palm, roll the body over the right arm. Left foot plants behind the right. Now, if you do the morning routine with me, we do this in that as well. So you're like, how is this good for the morning and the night? Because we all of us, everyone, we lean forward way too much. We hunch and round forward way too much. So all of our postures collectively are collapsing, and this helps to open up and reverse all of that rounding forward and looking down that we do throughout the day. Beautiful. Come back onto the belly. Plant the hands under the shoulders, press into the palms, and come into a child's pose. So option to keep the knees together here. This is nice and restorative. If you're looking for a deeper stretch, take the knees nice and wide, let the toes touch, and then send the hips back to the heels. So your options are your child's pose with the knees together or with the knees wide open. You can even get into both and see which one feels better for you today. But once you get there, I like to move my hips a little bit, play with the spine movements a little bit, and really settle and sink in. Find something that feels cozy here. Close down the eyes. Resting the forehead. Sending your breath into your ribs so you can feel the belly and the ribs expand between the thighs. And getting a little heavier with each exhale. Very nice. We're going to slowly begin to roll it forward. Coming into a tabletop position, we're going to be heading into lizard lunges. So I'm going to enter into it from my tabletop. If you need some more space, go ahead and come into downward facing dog. If you're coming from tabletop, we're just going to swing this left leg up, plant it to the outside of that left hand, and keep the right knee down. So low lizard. You can stay onto your palms, or if you have the space, you can come down onto the forearms. We're going to hold this for a couple rounds of breath, so don't go straight to that 100%. Don't find your edge just yet. Just find about 80%. Breathe here, and the body will naturally deepen. If your wrists are a little tired, you can always come onto your fists, or as I said, onto the forearms. You can even use this left arm to gently press the left knee away. So you have so many options to find some comfort and rest here in your lizard lunge. Two more rounds of breath. Take them nice, slow, and deep. Very nice. If you're on your forearms, come back onto your palms. We're going to take this into a half pigeon. So you're going to walk your left foot over towards your right wrist and then drop your left knee down. Now, I know yogis love to parallel their shin across the top edge of your mat. Now, let me tell you, my leg doesn't do that. So if you need to pull your heel in closer to the body, bring the heel as close in as you need to. Take a look over your right shoulder and see that your right foot is extended from the hip. Right foot is straight. And then from here, find a little bit of a lift. So hug both sides of the pelvic floor together, both of the inner thighs towards each other. Reach the chest up, coming into just a little bit of a back bend. And then use all that length to walk the hands forward and fold. Notice if you're leaning really heavily onto the left or the right, I want you to pull the weight back to center. if your mind starts to wander as you settle into these deeper postures, just start to focus on the length of your breath, the temperature of your breath. Use your breath to expand in places of tightness. Just keep the mind focused on your body and your breath. Two more breaths. Very nice. Slowly come back onto your palms. Listen up, we've got a little bit of a different transition. So you're in your half pigeon. I just want you to start leaning your weight over into that left hip. And you're gonna swing this right leg all the way around, coming into Gomukhasana. I'm gonna turn just so you can see what I'm doing here. You can stay facing whatever way you were facing. So Gomukhasana, we are stacking the knees. They don't have to touch. And if you get here and you're like, I can't breathe, I'm stuck, unwind any amount, literally any amount. Come into a position that stretches these outer hips. So full Gomukhasana legs, we're gonna stack the knees and then grab a hold of your feet. I want the focus to be on the hips, so you can stay right here. However, if you like to fold, you can fold. If you have Gomukhasana bind with the arms available and you want to take that tonight as well, you can do that. However, I'm just going to stay holding onto my feet and breathe into the tightness that is my hips. One more big breath in. Exhale it out. And then rest back onto your palms. Good night. Unwind the legs, plant the feet, and windshield wiper that out. Whew. If you practiced with me before, if you've taken any of my classes, you know I love to say that my hips are concrete, and they are. I'm reminded every day. Okay, whenever you're ready, let's meet back in that tabletop position. Heading into lizard lunge on the right-hand side. So if you entered it from your downward facing dog, go ahead and get into your down dog. Otherwise, swing your right leg up and step it to the outside of your right hand, lizard lunge. Keep the left knee dropped, untuck the back toes. And again, find that 80% and then find some movement if you would like. Allow the body just to ease in. Option to stay lifted onto your palms, your finger pads, or sink into your forearms. Two more rounds of breath. And then make your way back onto your palms as we head into your half pigeon. Walk your right foot over to your left wrist and drop the knee down. Glance over your left shoulder. Straighten out that left leg, pull the weight back to a neutral position, and then find that little lift. Hug the inner thighs towards each other as you reach the chest up, and then lead with your chest into a fold. Finding a state of Ishvara Pranidhana here, just surrender. No forcing anything on or off the mat. Couple more rounds of breath. Full deep belly breaths. Calming down the nervous system by lengthening our exhales. Very nice. If you have folded, come back onto your palms. Start leaning your weight over to your right hip as you swing your left leg around. I'm going to turn so you can see me. Coming into Gomukhasana on this side, left leg on top, tucking the heels by the outer hips. Option to take any of those variations that I gave you last time. I'm just going to grab onto my feet and sit up nice and tall and breathe. Try to work both sit bones onto your mat. Soften your jaw, soften the face. If you're holding your breath and you're like, I'm about to break in half, then back out just a little bit so that you can breathe and you can rest. Very nice. Begin to rest back onto the palms so you can unwind the legs, plant the feet, and one last time, find your little windshield wipers. Release all of that. Beautiful work. All right, in no fancy way, you're going to make your way onto your back. Let's keep the knees lifted, so plant the feet. And then you can allow the knees to fall in towards each other, coming into constructive rest. This might feel good after all of that deep hip opening. However, if you're looking for a little more, bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees open wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. Gently take your hands underneath your thighs if you're in Supta and bring the knees back together. And then hug the knees into your chest. Wrapping the arms over the shins. Give yourself a tight squeeze. Hug the knees in. Stay for your exhale. Tee out your arms and then let your knees fall to the right. Coming into a supine twist. Gaze will fall over the left. So knees to the right, gaze to the left. Very gently hug the knees back to center and give them a tight squeeze. And then supine twist, knees to the left, gaze to the right. Oh. Keep working your shoulders onto the mat. Very nice. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Give them a tight squeeze. And then I'm going to give you two options here. We're going to either finish in legs up the wall. So if you have a wall nearby, go ahead and start scooting your mat over there. Maybe even grab a blanket, a sweatshirt. If you do not want to take your legs up a wall, you can take a traditional Shavasana, corpse pose, just lay completely flat on your back. Legs up the wall has several benefits, so that's why I would like to finish there today, including but not limited to helping with insomnia, restless leg syndrome, easing anxiety, and some lymphatic benefits also. So take your legs up the wall, scoot your bum all the way up there. And the ground is awfully cold, so take your mat or a blankie with you. And we're gonna stay here for about 10 minutes. If you don't have a full 10 minutes in your practice, you feel free to end this video at any time. Give me some feedback, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Otherwise, go ahead and start to settle in. I'm going to keep my hands on my heart and my belly, but you can take your arms wherever they feel most comfortable, maybe even overhead. And one more time, just taking inventory of the body, noticing how you feel now. Are those areas that were tight, are they still tight? Those areas of pain, are they still painful? Were you able to create a little more space and ease? Were you able to slow down and deepen the breath? Begin your Shavasana. I'll bring you out in just a moment. Begin to deepen your breath, bringing your awareness back into your body, into the space. Wiggle the toes, and then gently bring the knees into your chest. Nice and slow. When you're ready, come into a fetal position on your right hand side. Say something kind to yourself, something loving, some gratitude to your body, and then push yourself up to a seat. I hope that you are able to carry this ease into your evening, into going to bed, and get a super restful night of sleep. Inhale the arms overhead. Unite the palms in front of your heart. Go in peace, love, and light. Namaste.